I got every achievement for 5 games. So to start us off, we have the Blizzard Arcade Collection. And wait, what do you mean I didn't complete this game? I stopped playing it during stream? Oh. Moving on, the game that we are playing is Unpacking. Unpacking is a simple game. You're just bringing stuff out of the boxes, putting it where it belongs, that kind of sort. There's not technically a wrong answer in the way you play this game, but you're just doing whatever you want to, and that's essentially what's going on. Now, I definitely like this game. I liked it a lot, actually. So much so that I think this was technically the first game I've 100% got all the achievements for, although I had played Inside off camera, so I had some of those achievements that we're going to get into later after this, but yeah, I had most of the achievements on Inside. Not most, I had a few, but I got a chance to record them after that. But anyway, now of course, I got through this game pretty easily. In fact, we're going to get one of the achievements. I got like maybe 4 achievements or 3 on camera. With this first one, there it is, Love. That's for completing 2015. That's the name of the level, by the way. And it wasn't too difficult. It was just putting stuff away. And then we move on to 2018, where I actually have 2 more achievements, I believe, to finish, so we'll do that. The first achievement that I actually get for 2018 is flushing all of the toilets. And I actually had to reset a couple times while I was recording it. Unlike the last 3 games, I didn't stream this. But yeah, I had gotta flush them all, and so that had to flush every toilet in each of the levels, my bad. And with that, move on to the next achievement. The next achievement I got is found in this room, and that is the baby blocks right there. I have to stack up 5 of them, and honestly, I forgot. I don't know if I remembered the achievement at all. I was kind of just going through all the rooms and setting everything down. But you see in the bottom left right there, that tells me that I got the achievement, but it took a second for it to proc on the screen that I was using. And there it is, Baby Builder. That's for stacking the blocks, obviously, like I just said. See, build a tower out of the baby blocks, which that one wasn't too difficult, just normal thing. On to the next one. Now the final one I got was for actually completing the level. I actually double-checked everything, make sure everything I was in the right place for me personally, and that was pretty much it. As you can see, bottom left shows me getting the achievement again, but then it's going to proc real quick. But essentially, this game was very relaxing, and I actually really enjoyed it. There it is. There's the achievement. No place like home. And that is for Unpacking 2018 fully. But I would definitely recommend this game. I think I had this at the number 1 spot at the end of the list that I'm going to show at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. And, well, I mean, it was a nice game. It genuinely felt like I was actually living as the person and going throughout the years, and as like it's going to show the levels all around. And I don't remember, I think that is the exact way that I unpack some of the stuff as well, so it's going to show that, so it's not all totally lost. But it was genuinely a good game. I would definitely recommend this to somebody that had time on their hands and wanted to just put stuff up and feel great about it. Honestly, this is a nice game, at least better than Inside, which is the game I beat first. But I didn't record the achievements until after, as I said before. Luckily, I mean, yeah, after this we just got Inside, and then there's 3 more games after that. So let's move on to those. Now, as I mentioned before, I've already completed the story of Inside. Yikes, the footage is choppy. But I've already completed the story for Inside, so, it should be very reasonable that it obviously looks like I know my way around this place. But, yeah, the story it's a little complicated. The little boy, he's just going around places. He's getting everything he can, and he's just running through this facility. And in the facility, there's certain broken parts, and also a little bit of an underwater section. I do recommend you play this yourself, or at least watch somebody's full playthrough. I am sorry I couldn't get the full playthrough because I was in a call with friends and I didn't want to just stop right there. Also, the screen's frozen, but that don't matter. We're gonna move on from that and go into the achievements. Now, the way you are supposed to get this achievement is by making it so the guy falls onto your submarine. And by the way, this is one of the secret areas. There's a lot of them in the game, and they are all the achievements that are inside. So essentially, you get him onto the top of your submarine, which is a part in the game. It's a little bit. It's like the midway, I would say, and you're supposed to launch yourself with him on the submarine onto the machine, and then go back onto the one where you control them. Which, yeah, that makes it so you can control them. By the way, and then you pull that, and then that's going to give me the achievement for this. As you see, the guy's walking over, and he's going to have to hold on to that and pull it. That's going to pop out, and that gives me the achievement. I can't remember what it's called. Ba-da-da-da-da, boom. Friends in low places. And, dislodging, yada yada. I didn't read all that. My bad. But, yeah, essentially, it doesn't really, like, tell you a lot in the achievements, but it, the hints aren't that good, but you are, like, if you can find them, you can find them. Now, I think I actually used a guide, which I hated. I hate that, not gonna lie. Now, I'm doing stuff a certain way, but, maybe some people do use a guide, so it's not as bad, but it's just the way I did it, which is completely fine. You're allowed to. Now, once you get to the surface, you are supposed to go back all the way to the left, and you'll find a little platform here. All you need to do is get out of your submarine and then jump up on that and climb the ladder that is right there for some reason. And there it is. It's just right at the end there. It's that simple, honestly. Also, wow, that's a lot of stuff in the water, but I'm surprised you don't actually see anything. I actually went over there to see if something would pop up besides that, but there it is, a tableau. Skipping stones on the beach. That is the hint that it gave me. That is just, I don't know. It's not a good hint, but yeah, that's the achievement for now. Now, for this next one, you're going to find a little bit of wood that you can peel off, and then you'll jump down. It's around the part where you're controlling the guys, and they're helping you do all the puzzles and stuff. It's like right by the water, and you pull the boards off, you go down, you'll find a torch, and as you can see, I'm fighting off the wolves to get to the thing. I actually don't remember. How am I supposed to do this? I didn't... Oh, a little bit of stutter there. That's a bit weird. Oh, they won't... right, they won't approach if you have the torch in your hand. Alright. But, yeah, that also sets their minds free and allows them to run away, which is actually really good. Anyway, peak mentality pulled together, and that's that achievement. I don't know how many... Okay, there's 8. That's 8 out of 14, I believe I saw. So, yeah, only 6 more to go, and then we're done with the game. Now, if I'm being honest, the voice recording is messing up for me right now. I don't know why. Every time I try to do it, it kicks it off, which usually it tells me how long I've been voicing over this. But anyway, yeah, that, as you saw, that is the way to get to this secret. And with this secret, you have this achievement. I know, crazy wording. Nice. I'm not reading a script. Can you tell? Yeah, I think that's obvious. I don't know. But yeah, you find that, and then I don't know why I fell in there, but that's all for this achievement. It just showed up. That was it. Now, the next achievement that I'm going to get actually is found underwater, because after a certain point, you are dragged underwater, and one of the sirens that's been chasing you throughout the water parts of this world, I say world, loosely here, because it's the giant world. There are no, like, checkpoints. Technically, there's chapters, but no checkpoints or nothing. And eventually, you can just breathe underwater. I don't remember how. It's just Oh, well, I guess the device that you've been controlling people with kind of short circuits underwater, and that allows you to breathe for some reason. But anyway, you take that out, that's another one down. These are all pretty much the same. I think if anything, I could show like the rest as like a compilation and say I completed the game. I mean, that's literally it. That's exactly it. It's not that crazy, to be honest. But yeah, there it is. Another underwater one. Yeah, no surprise. Again, that's it. It has to do with the puzzle that's up above that you have to kind of use the platform to dodge the light of the bot. Otherwise, if the robot sees you, then it's gonna pull you up and you'll die. That's eventually it, or essentially it. That's what I mean. So yeah, that's enough of that. Now for this achievement, you simply have to drag over what you're using in this section to traverse and also kind of help you with some of the puzzles. And you get on this platform, you press the button at the right time, and boom, it's just right there. It's honestly, it's before you choose to jump into the water that has the bodies above you. Don't do that just yet. Go all the way to the right, and that's how you get this achievement. The last achievement is actually over here to the right, and it's after you find every other achievement. You'll find that like all these lights are lit up in the back, and there it is. That's a giant version of what we've been pulling apart and getting the achievements off of. So what do? We walk in and we pull. That's it. That's it. We pull it, it shuts off, and boom. The last one. 5.47% of people have it on the Xbox. And yeah, that was it. That's all the achievements for Inside. And you can just play out the rest of the game and see. I actually saw that it gives you a different ending, but when I played through it, like now, it didn't give me a different ending. It just did the same thing as before. So it's like, whatever. I guess it's fine. But yeah, that's all the achievements. The next game up is Bluey, the video game. I'm gonna be honest, this game, I actually live streamed this game. This game's this game was ass. To be fair, I played it without the sound on, and that's definitely not a good idea. But yeah, essentially, this first achievement, we're just going around picking up animals, and that's essentially it. That's it. Nothing special except for achievements. And hey, that's what we're looking for, so that's good enough for me. Finishing up chapter 1, I got the last balloon because you're supposed to go around the house and get the balloon. And that gives me the achievement for completing chapter 1 of Bluey. The next achievement I got was bouncing to full height on the trampoline. As you can see, I got it there. Honestly, I was just running around collecting collectibles, and I was like, that's an achievement. I'll just get it real quick, and that's how I got it. Next achievement I got is Hat Trick for scoring 3 quick goals in the soccer field right here. As you can see, it was also a diamond achievement, which is a bit surprising. The next achievement I get is Keep Uppy Expert, and that is for hitting the balloon 25 times. Without letting it hit the ground. And this is a little mini game that you can play. And so I just chose I don't even remember her name, but I just chose this dog, and then just got it like that. It was no biggie. I honestly could have chose one of the parents. I don't remember their names either, but yeah, it was a pretty easy mini game. But that's it. Now for this achievement, we were actually stuck playing The Floor is Lava, and I kind of didn't really like this episode, but essentially for this one, we just had to rescue Muffin. So Flamingo Queen rescued Muffin, which is like their cousin or something. I don't know. I don't watch the show. If anything, this game is like the first time I even interacted with anything with Bluey. So, yeah, whatever. That's the achievement. Next achievement required me to feed a Chattermax, which I'm just assuming is the in-game or in-universe version of a Furby. And we defeated a rubber duck for some reason. I don't know. Again, I had the volume. Finishing the episode, we simply get the next achievement, which is Gotcha, for finishing episode 3. For this one, I think we're playing a game of freeze tag, and I was just supposed to freeze him twice, but I still have no idea what I was doing for this, but there's the achievement. After about a minute of that, I went into the character select screen and chose the dad. I don't remember any of their names except for like Bluey. and got the achievement Family Matters, which is for playing as all 4 members of the family, which I'm surprised I didn't get earlier. Now, after finishing episode 4, I get the achievement Creek is Beautiful. It was an easy episode. You just cleaned up trash and some other stuff. I forgot, honestly. Walking over here and watering this plant, I get my next achievement for watering a plant to its final stage, aka pretty cool leaves. And I don't know. A lot of the plants are part of the collectibles, so that is going to be needed for later. So that's nice, at least. While looking around the park area, I accidentally managed to catapult someone, apparently, for the achievement Toast is Ready, even though I don't think any of the family members were standing on that. After about 30 minutes between this achievement and the last one, I got a collectible, and that gives me some stars, unlocking me fancy ladies, giving me all the costumes that are in the game. After picking up this thing right here, I get the achievement for unlocking all collectibles, called All the Things. And if I'm being honest, I don't know. I think I just got all the pictures and that's what they count as collectibles, because I'm still missing a tree. But I'll probably get that soon. After walking around for a bit, I realize I found the tree that needs to be watered, and that gets me Sticky Situation, which makes it so I've collected all of the stickers in the game, which is great because I don't have that many left. Also, wait, boom, holidays, completed the sticker book. Wait, that was 2 different ones. What? Anyway, yeah, we've got 4 achievements left, so let's move on to those. This next achievement is called The Only Way to Travel on Lava, and that is for beating 5 The Floor's Lava games. And there's also 5 maps to play through, so I just played all the maps just for fun. I don't know if I would call that fun, but yeah, that's essentially what I did, and I got the achievement with 3 more left to go. After chasing a lot of Chattermaxes, I think that's what they're called, I get the achievement for winning 5 Chattermax games, Don't Let Go. This was kind of boring, I'm going to be honest. I wanted to skip through this so bad. But anyway, we've got two more achievements left. They shouldn't be that difficult, so let's go on to them. Now, not even a minute later, we started a game, and I managed to freeze everybody within the first 30 seconds, which gets me my next achievement called Island Rhythm. And with that, I froze everyone in 30 seconds. That's what the achievement needs, and that means we're down to our last achievement. And that should be coming up pretty soon. Now, 5 minutes later, I do actually find where to get the last achievement, and that is these 3 slides right here to get Slide, 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 in which I'm supposed to slide 3 slides in a row. Pretty simple. And it was a mediocre last achievement. I don't know what else I can say. This game was pretty bad. The final ranking, it's going to be low for this game, because I hated it so bad. But anyway, on to the next game. The next game that we have to play is Donut County, and lucky for me, you can get an achievement basically off the bat by just spamming ducks. Yes, spamming ducks gets me Quack Enthusiast, getting us our first achievement already. Boom, let's go on to the next achievement. Now, the story for Donut County is really simple. We just play as a whole and we let people fall down. Hence, they are now trapped underground. And it is because of BK. He kind of created it. I don't really remember. But, moving on to our next achievement, we have to get the furnace into the hole, pause, and then burn the balloon to make it fly to get Pup's Odyssey. And I actually restarted the level to try to get that achievement because I realized midway through it that, oh wait, there's an achievement for this level. But yep, on to the next achievement. Now, luckily for me, the next 4 levels did not have any achievements. And yes, I said luckily. But this one did. Pyro, for setting the trailer on fire. I mean, sure, I'll take it. It's an achievement. But yeah. Burn, baby, burn. How I'm collecting stuff here might look a little weird, but that is because we are at our next achievement, and that is to complete this park without collecting the radio. The radio that sits right there. We cannot collect this, and that'll give us the achievement. We just have to wait for the Trashopedia. See, I got very close to collecting it there, but thankfully I managed to avoid it and get the achievement, Music Lover. So, on to the next achievement. After BK pulls a Tom Nook saying that they owe him something, we get the store, although we only buy energy drinks and a catapult because, well, that's all BK could afford. And that gets us the achievement Gamer for stocking up on gamer fuel. Wow. What a game-defining achievement. But moving on to the next one. Now, the next achievement we're going to get for Donut County is Egg Breaker. And that is for letting at least a dozen eggs break without catching them. Or actually, it was 3 dozen eggs, now that I see that. Now, truth be told, not a lot of achievements going on. I had an achievement that I was trying to do, but it was too hard, so I skipped it for now. And instead, just played the game normally and got Donut County for destroying the donut shop. So, yeah, on to the next achievement. Now, this is very important, kind of. We don't get an achievement, but this is foreshadowing to something that we'll actually have to do a little bit later for a couple of achievements, actually. So just thought I'd put a little heads up like I did with the other game. Now BK is finally out of the hole and he is hacking into the mainframe, which gets us the achievement. Well, hacking into the mainframe. Hacker. Foreshadowing comes into play, as after going through the facility, we have to face the King Codcopter. And it wasn't that difficult of a boss fight. I got a couple achievements tied to this, except I didn't get one of them right away, so I'll have to wait for that. But I did beat it, so I'll have to show that in a second. Now, the first King Codcopter achievement that was attached to it that I had to get was simply lose the boss battle. And I just had to sit there and let the Quadcopter, what am I saying? The Quadcopter submit me a few times. And then, boom, I get the defeated screen with game over being the achievement. And I think that actually is the only way to get a game over in this game. So that is also interesting. But honestly, this is just a really good game, and I do recommend you actually play this for yourself. And if I'm being honest, the achievements are kind of self-explanatory, so it's not like you're going to be too confused at all. So, yeah, just even if you need it, there are guides like this. So it works for whatever. But anyway, let's go on to the next achievement. Now, this time, I simply beat the boss fight without getting hit a single time, without getting filled with cement. Pause. But taking down the King Codcopter without taking any damage awards you with the achievement Flawless, which obviously a reference to fighting games in which you get a flawless win if you don't take any damage and you win. But, yep. On to the next achievement. Now, after flawlessing the boss fight, we get the achievement for winning the boss fight because I got the flawless and the win in the same run. And also because the lose was just before that as well. But yeah, that's for that achievement, and moving on to the next one. Now, of course, that counted as us beating the game, and with our heroes being sent back up from the underground. That's it. Except it doesn't feel like it, because I still have a few more achievements to get. Now, granted, I still have the bird one, but here we go. Reloaded, bring everyone back from the underground, and this is the credits. I do have 7 achievements left to get. Wait, I beat the game, but there's still 7 left? Huh? Whoa, who would have seen this coming? Now, after a long time, and I mean a long time, it took me a while to actually get this achievement. I finally managed to get it so that the soup was red for the bird, and that is the achievement that I actually decided to skip earlier because I just couldn't do it. And then I do it in like 3 tries here, which I was so happy about. But there it is, secret soup, the achievement procced, and we still have 6 more left to go before we're finished with Donut County. Now, for this next achievement, we have to put in a secret code. And what that secret code does is it unlocks the security room. Uh, I didn't show this earlier because not really any reason to, but it happens in the laboratory. And that's also going to lead us towards an achievement that we're going to get here in a little bit. So let's get on to it. Now, after getting the rabbits that we're chilling in this room, we go into the door and wait, that's not a security room, that's a treasury. And boom, we get bandit. Break into the vault at Raccoon HQ. There's even a shiny drone right there too if we wanted it, which we take it anyway. But yeah, that's literally all there was behind this. It was just money. But you know what? It's I don't blame them. I don't blame them, especially in this economy. Now this next bit, all we had to do is just burn Trash King's monitor, Disrespecter. That was pretty much it. Honestly, I think I kind of like it better with it gone anyway. He does not help here. Now, we have 4 achievements left, and I just go ahead and grab this one, which apparently I missed somehow, but you have to destroy Trash King's statue, and then that gives you an achievement. And there it is, Dethroner, which makes sense. We are dethroning Trash King. But yeah, then we have 3 left, which is completing the Trashopedia, flying through the donut hole for the credits, and finding Trash King's getaway vehicle. So I'll get to those in a second. Now, of course, first of the 2 in-game credits achievements that we got, I just fly through the donut hole. That gives us our first one. And then you'll notice there's an anchor right there. Oh man, I wonder who that belongs to. But simply going up to the anchor, which I don't know what I was doing there, but simply going up to the anchor and flying above to where it goes reveals to us that the one that we thought was done is still here. And he's actually trying to escape because this is, in fact, Trash King's getaway vehicle. We can't see it yet. It is a long chain. It's like the long ladder from Metal Gear Solid. But should be only a second now. There it is, the airship, almost like Bowser's airship, and that gets us the achievement Escape, which is finding Trash King's thing. The last achievement we have is Nerd, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, to get Nerd, all we had to do after collecting everything was just scroll through the Trashopedia. That was it. And that's every achievement unlocked for Donut County. Our final game is Full Throttle Remastered, but don't need to know that just yet. I don't know why I said that. I ruined this. Unless Full Throttle Remastered. Now, the first achievement actually happens in a cutscene, crazy enough. And that is because Ripburger here wants to take over the business him and his business partner had started. And, well, his business partner, being the guy that had one of the biggest stadiums for biker gangs, obviously had a lot. Here he is. He's hanging out with the, I guess, co-leader of the biker gang. I forgot a lot of this game, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, we got to look out for Ripburger. He is evil. And that's about it. So let's move on to the achievements. Now, truth be told, I have no idea what I did here, but apparently I got an achievement, Burn in Rubber, which is save your screen from burn-in with 3D animated vehicles. I have no idea what I did to do that, but it's an achievement, so let's move on to the next one. Now, the next achievement we get is a bit of a weird one. We get it by licking 10 objects. Yikes, I think I know what kind of game this is going to be. But, oh well, achievement, so let's move on. Now, after clearly asking nicely, as you can see, ignore the Instagram shit. I forgot to turn off my notifications for that live stream. But, as you can see, now asking nicely, we learned that our gang went on without us because they had no idea that Ripburger had knocked us out and thrown us in the dumpster. He told our gang that we had went ahead. But anyway, that gets us ring pool, and that gets our keys from the bartender, so we can now drive our own motorcycle. Crazy, except it's not a motorcycle, that's a chopper. But yes. Now, of course, after getting onto our chopper, we are introduced to the fighting while on it. Pause. But that gets us our next achievement for taking out our first Rottweiler, which there's going to be a lot of that. And I'm probably going to skip most of it because it's all the same thing anyway. But, whatever. I had fun with it. Now, of course, we actually do get knocked out because, well, again, we crash on our chopper, which leads us to meet Mo. Now, if we got to talk to Mo, do all of her voice lines, and that gives us an achievement, No Mo. And that's for finish all of Mo's initial dialogue. Now, Mo has a different name, but that's not going to be in play right now, as this is just our first time meeting her. Later in the game, though, we will actually learn her actual name, and it is important to the story. And she also helps out our protagonist Ben a lot, so yeah. It's great that I show her off. Speaking of showing her off, we have another achievement for looking at the picture of Uncle Pete, I guess. We don't meet him, but it does actually foreshadow a place that we go to in this game. So, on to the next achievement. Now, after looking around the area, we come across a trailer. And if we keep talking to this guy, even though he tells us to leave him alone, which, honestly, I wouldn't mind. I understand the pain, man. But they don't leave him alone. We don't. And that gives us the achievement, Angels with Dirty Faces, for keep talking to Todd. Nice English, Josh. Eventually, we just kick the door in, like so. Trailer trashed. Kick in the trailer door. 2 achievements in 1 setting. That might be a new for this video, I think, now that I think about it. But anyway, on to the next achievement. Now, we go downstairs into the basement to get the torch, and, well, we bring it back to Mo, because Mo is actually fixing our bike. That gives us the achievement for retrieving Mo's wielding torch, which means that guy was holding on to it when he shouldn't have been. But anyway, on to the next achievement. The next place we go to is this tower over here, and of course, my first instinct is to try and unlock the door with the pick lock. Lucky me, that's an achievement. Not so tough after all. Pick the lock to the tower. So, that's the achievement. Next achievement time. Now, for some reason, probably not for some reason, we set off an alarm, which brings these 2 guys down here. They are already long gone, so we're just doing what we have to siphon gas, which is the achievement. Okay, I'll put my lips on that. After getting the gas, I think I actually failed that. Maybe? they start flying, I did. But alright, now in case you're wondering, no, that was not failed. That was exactly what I was supposed to do. But enough blabbering, on to the next achievement. That wasn't even an achievement. Honestly, I got lost throughout this junkyard. The only thing I found out for that is that we can actually swap from the remake or remaster and the original and see what it looked like, but like it doesn't change gameplay. It also isn't an achievement, so we're moving on. Now this is where the plot thickens as a photographer witnesses the death of Malcolm Corley. And looks like Adrian Ripburger has succeeded in a way. By the way, off topic, but Adrian Ripburger right here is actually voice acted by Mark Hamill. That is none other than the Joker. I just wish I could play one of the lines, but unfortunately, when I streamed this, it sounded terrible. I don't know why. But I do recommend actually playing this game. Mark Hamill is a phenomenal voice actor, and I am glad I got to play this and have him as Ripburger, despite Ripburger's end. Our boy Ben here is unfortunately the last one to hear Malcolm's final words in this life, which is tragic. And at the same time, we cut to Mo. And we also get unnatural causes. Listen to Malcolm's last words. But Mo sees that she's about to be attacked, and she lets the guy fall. I don't know. Honestly, I forgot if this. I don't think that's supposed to kill him, but I feel like that'd probably be the better answer considering he was just about to kill you. But sure, knock him out. That works for me too. But of course, Ben knows this and immediately rushes back to Mo. Now, somewhat knowing her name, that she is a Corley. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the achievements. I don't know if y'all care about the story. If y'all do, maybe I'll do more. But who cares? Now, of course, we actually find the reporter that was taken hostage by Ripburger's henchmen. And she tells us that, well, Mo is still alive. Which, great. We just need to find her. But also, that photographer has the photos showing Ripburger had killed Malcolm. So we kinda need those to clear Ben's name. Oh wait. Did I just spoil something? Nah, surely not, right? Definitely. Now, surprise, surprise, the Polecats, which is the name of the biker gang that Ben runs, is being framed for the murder of Malcolm Corley. And that's also bad because Maureen, which they just kind of just call random engineer, I believe, is also being framed. But that's important because we watched the entire news broadcast, and that is an achievement. You know what? I'm glad my recordings have started just getting rid of the notifications, because geez, that's annoying, honestly. But anyway, unfortunately, we do have to find Maureen before something happens to her. But Ben also has to clear his name and the entirety of the Polecats. So let's get to it. Now, since Ben is technically a wanted fugitive, he takes a ride into a truck to Uncle Pete's place, where there is a picture of Malcolm and Maureen fixing something. I forgot, honestly. But yeah. If we didn't need any more confirmation that it was Uncle Pete's, there you go. Maureen used to live here. Somewhat. And in fact, something tells me she might still be here. Now, unfortunately, our bike is a little bit broken down. So we're looking around. YouTube, go away. But we do actually find a hose. And fortunately for us, finding that exact hose for some reason or another gets us hosed. Get a hose to fix your bike. It's a lot of hose, man. A lot. And I'm talking about like where you get spread the water. But yeah, we do get to fix our bike because of that, so that's good. At least we can continue with the story. Now, the bridge does get blown out, and we are actually being chased running past this. We managed to, well, cover our chasers in fertilizer. However, thanks to that, they are now on the side of the road, and that gets us an achievement called Fertilized. Use the fertilizer to spend out Nestor and Bolus. But yeah, now we just got to get across the bridge. And then we got to get to Maureen in the first place as well, because she managed to get across before the bridge exploded. But thankfully, we got a plan. So let's go. Now, while riding around and fighting on our bikes, we run into Father Torque, who is somewhat of a legend in this game. Talking to him enough gives you the wisdom that Father Torque had, giving us the achievement Torque Talk to consume Father Torque's wisdom. I think that's one of the only 2 achievements that is around this area, so let's get the other one. Now, using fertilizer from earlier to cover someone's face while fighting actually does give us an achievement, surprisingly. And I also use this to get the chainsaw, which would help me get another one. A face full of fertilizer. Also, I lied. There's actually 3. Because there is a hideout from one of the enemy biker gangs that we have to find. But the only way to get it is to find this guy right here and get his goggles. So let's skip to that real quick. Now, after using the goggles that come off of something that looks like it belongs in Star Wars, we are finally able to get our next achievement by finding the secret base and getting the achievement Goggler. The cave fish, they can't actually go out in day. They're like a bunch of Discord and Redditor mods. But yeah, they go outside. Their eyes, they burn. Kind of like that one episode in Batman when he frees all the kids from the dude in the sewer. Just casual stuff. Obviously, if I can pull up a lot of media references to it. But essentially, it works like that. So let's move on to the next achievement. Now, as I said before, Ben has a plan. We escape with Ricky's ramp, and, well, that gives us all the tools that we need to make this jump that only one other person has made ever. But it's Ben. He's the main character. I believe in him. And we also have rocket boosters on the bike. So, sure. Works with me. Rocket boosters plus a ramp. Surely nothing can go wrong. Now, weirdly enough, I don't know what I did. I guess I activated the cutscene to launch over it. But launch over Cuyahoga Gorge. It's the next achievement. It's not the name of the achievement. It's what you gotta do. But again, this has only been done in universe by one person before Ben, and Ben is determined. And he just flew? Is that what I just saw? Who cares? He made it across. We'll count it. Now, I don't remember why this battery was important, but picking it up at... This is a minefield, by the way. Gets us an achievement. Pull a fat one for getting the battery from the minefield. I believe this is what we use to turn on the bunny rabbits to go through that minefield. You'll see in a second, I guess. It's beautiful. I have no idea if the music that I actually want to put on over this scene is copyrighted or not. But just the movies use it a lot whenever there's a bunch of stuff going on. I guess that doesn't. Never mind. Just ignore me. That doesn't narrow it down. But yeah, the bunnies all blow up. However, that is because I did this completely wrong the first time and didn't realize. Fortunately for me, it doesn't take a genius to realize what else I need to do. So we'll be back to that in a moment. But yes, here it is. What I'm supposed to do is pick up each of the bunnies one by one by one and use it to clear the minefield so that I can get by. Uh, I mean, hey, they're toys, so works for me. They're not living, which thank God. I mean, that would make me a bad person if they were living. But they are toys. YouTube, they're toys. They are. I mean, after all, we just got them from a box. But we get hair trigger. That's the achievement we get for sacrificing bunnies to get through the minefield. Also, Maureen is blaming us for killing Malcolm. However, we know that's not the case. She still wants to kill us. She's not listening, which is fair. Grief and all that. But let's move on. Now, while we might be tied up here, eventually we do get to show Maureen the pictures of her father's murder, which talks our way out of being quartered, aka killed. So I'll take it. We didn't lose Ben in the process. But it also makes it so now Britburger has to go down, which is good. It's what we want. After all, he's the one that framed the polecats in the first place. So this is a win-win for both Maureen and Ben now that Maureen knows the truth. It's just up to the rest of the world to figure that out. Now, also thanks to the Derby event that had been going on that we decided to join, we baited the two guys that were following us earlier to drive into fire. I don't know why they thought that that was a good idea, but it happens, and unfortunately, things do not end well. And now they're gone. That's the last of our worries. We get what a plain threshold. Make the boom boom bros go boom. That's our next achievement. So let's move on to the next achievement after this one. Now, real quick, we're supposed to be kicking a crack in the wall that is a secret passage to get into Malcolm's office. Luckily, I did find it. It just took me a minute of kicking to actually open it. Not exactly a minute, but there it is. Wise crack. Kick the crack to open the secret passage. And there we have it. That's the next achievement. So there's only like 20 minutes left of the record. Actually, there's 40 minutes. No, 50. So I'm going to hurry up with this because I haven't slept yet and I want to go to sleep. So now it is 7:25 in the morning. I've been editing this all night. I don't remember what actually happens here. But yeah, we get the achievement Burger Melt, and we melt Rip Burger's version of the future. Oh, that's right, because cinemas could accidentally burn tapes. I forgot about that. Thankfully, I think we still have some stuff to show on the screen, if I remember correctly, exposing Rip Burger for being the killer of Malcolm Corley. However, I'm not worried about that. I don't know. I'm tired. Let's get this over with. With the release of the photos, Rip Burger's life starts to fall apart. If you're reading the text on the screen, it's just a speech that Malcolm made that we're not going to worry about for now. So, yeah. And you see, you can tell Rip Burger didn't like our little stunt because now he's trying to run our main characters off the road. But, well, lucky for us, they aren't alone, and they're not dead yet. Unfortunately, they're holding on to the front of the well, fortunately, I should say, actually. They're holding on to the front of the truck. However, the truck Yikes. It won't take long until mistakes happen. Thankfully, Maureen's friends show up to help. So, yeah, got the last couple achievements with them anyway. So, let's see. Go through. Hey, so remember the bunnies from earlier? Yeah, I just stuffed one into the engine. Well, I can't say I just did because these were months away. But, yeah, that's what happens. That's an achievement. Lucky for us, the plan actually works and the truck is pulled in by the plane. However, this truck, for some reason, has weapons attached to it. So everybody has to get down. No one is up there to stop the brakes. And that is a tragedy. But there's the achievement, now boarding, for getting Rip Burger onto the plane. So yeah, let's skip to the fun part because I accidentally stopped live streaming after this. Now we've made it up top, and if we, instead of going the way of killing Rip Burger, decide to just shoot once just because fire, we kill a seagull, a looming seagull. You kill the loom seagull. That is bad on wordplay, but yeah, that's the achievement. So finally, we'll move on to I believe what is the final couple ones that I need to do, and that is to kill Rip Burger. Actually, I might do it right here. I think so. Boom, system off. There it is. Can't beat a Corley. Send up a gorgeous death for Rip Burger, and he plummets to his death. Finally done for all eternity. And I stopped streaming, despite there still being 3 achievements left to get. But oh well. I mean, besides the credits, I honestly thought that the credits weren't going to do it. So we'll skip to when all that is. Now, the first of the last 2 achievements is literally just do everything we just did, but don't die. Yeah, defeat Rip Burger without dying, which was pretty easy. So yeah, I got that done. And then we just have one more achievement to get, and then that's all of them after this. Because we'll get the achievement for getting all achievements. Now, technically, you're supposed to watch the credits play, and I assume the achievement popped before it was supposed to. But, as you can see, there's a little bunny down there, and they're supposed to overtake the screen. Although, hey, it pops earlier than needed, then I'll take it. Because that's one, but very quickly, they multiply. Now, lucky me, just jumping back onto the game will get us the achievement for Full Throttle, which is to unlock all achievements. Honestly, pretty solid game, and now I gotta have the ranking at the end, so I'm gonna have to work on that as well. Now, ranking the games, number 5 for me goes to Bluey, easy pick. Number 4 goes Inside, pretty fun game. Not as fun as Donut County. Donut County going to number 3. Number 2 being Full Throttle Remastered. And finally, number 1 being Unpacking. And by the way, subscribe for more.